I thought if I could just earn more, if I could make more than my peers, more than my siblings, then I'll be seen, then I'll be valued. But here's the kicker. No matter how much I made, it never felt like enough. Why? Because money wasn't the real goal. I was chasing something money could never give me. Hey everyone, this is Renee Fry from Talent Q, and you're listening to the Conscious Professional Podcast. More people than ever want to be happy in their career and personal life, but they're going about it all wrong. I'm here to set their record straight and emphasize the importance of prioritizing your mindset. I'm thrilled you're here. Hey friends, if you're new to the Conscious Professional Podcast, I want to welcome you. For those returning, thank you for being back. Today we're diving into a topic that stirs up a lot of emotion. It's controversial, it's exciting, it's loaded with beliefs, habits, shame, hope, freedom, and that topic is money. Some people love it, some people fear it, some people avoid it, some people chase it. But here's the thing, everyone has a relationship with money, whether we realize it or not. And like any relationship, if we don't examine it, it'll run on autopilot. Today, I want to help you look at your money relationship with fresh eyes and maybe even flip everything you thought you knew about it upside down. Let me start by sharing mine. In my 20s, I was sprinting, racing to make as much money as I could. Not because I wanted to be rich, not because I was obsessed with wealth or driven by some cold-hearted ambition. It was because deep down, I equated money with security, success, and worth. And I know I'm not the only one. Raise your hand if you've ever chased money, not because you actually cared about money, because of what you thought it would get you. Respect, recognition, a seat at the table, maybe love. Here's what I realized. I wasn't in a relationship with money. I was in a relationship with proving myself. I thought if I could just earn more, if I could make more than my peers, more than my siblings, then I'll be seen, then I'll be valued. But here's the kicker. No matter how much I made, it never felt like enough. Why? Because money wasn't the real goal. I was chasing something money could never give me. See, when I had my quarter-life crisis, full-on identity meltdown, I started unpacking this belief system. I got real honest with myself, and what came up shocked me. I realized I was chasing dollars to try to win affection and attention from my dad. Ugh, that landed hard. He used to talk about money all the time, how much things cost, how much my siblings were making. Money, money, money. And without even knowing it, I absorbed this narrative. If I make more than everyone else, maybe he'll finally notice me. I believed on a subconscious level that financial success equated love, that my income could somehow earn me his approval. And listen, that belief, it ran my life for years until I cracked it open and I called it out for what it was, a lie. Now, I say this all the time. The word belief has the word lie right in it. Not all beliefs are bad, but many of them, we never chose them. We inherited them from childhood, from society, from broken family dynamics, from one offhand comment someone made that imprinted into our nervous system like truth. So let me ask you, what beliefs about money are you carrying that are actually lies? Lies about your worth, lies about what makes you lovable, lies about how much you have to work or struggle to deserve money, lies about what money even means. Because if you don't question your beliefs, you keep living them as if they're facts. And those beliefs will quietly dictate every decision you make. What jobs you say yes to, what you think you're worth, how you price your services, whether you ask for that raise, whether you feel guilty when you succeed. So today, I'm not just asking you to examine your finances. I'm inviting you to examine your framework. Who taught you what money means? And do you like that meaning? And if you don't, good news, you get to change it. Let's pause here for a second. I want to ask you a question, and it might make you squirm a little bit, and it might sound simple on the surface, but go deeper with me. How do you receive money? Notice I didn't use the word earn. I used the word receive. Most of us are taught from a young age to associate money with only earning. We say things like, I earn a paycheck. I earn a bonus. I earn my living. That's all tied to effort, to hours worked, to giving value in exchange for money. But let me challenge that for a moment. What about the time your insurance company overpaid and you got a refund check in the mail? You didn't earn that. You received it. What about when a friend surprised you and picked up the tab for lunch? Or you found a $5 bill lying on the sidewalk on your walk? Or your grandma slips you a card with the 50 in it just because? That's receiving. And the more you start noticing the money and abundance that already is coming to you from unexpected, delightful, sometimes random sources, the more your mindset begins to shift. When we stay stuck in the idea that money only comes from earning, we unintentionally limit ourselves. We block the very flow we say we want. Because here's the truth. Money doesn't just come from your job. It doesn't only show up on the 15th and the 30th of each month. It's not always linear. It's not always predictable. In fact, the more you open yourself up to the idea that money can come from multiple sources, the more it actually does. Why? Because your brain starts to look for it and your energy shifts. So stop clinging so tightly to one stream and you'll become open to receiving. But here's the thing. Receiving is a skill, and many of us were never taught how to do it. We were taught to work, to grind, to prove. We were taught that easy money is a bad thing and it might be a scam or something to feel guilty about. So even when unexpected money does show up, we brush it off or feel uncomfortable. Can you relate to this? Have you ever felt awkward or undeserving when someone gifted you something? Or felt the urge to immediately repay them or even the score? That's a resistance to receiving. So ask yourself honestly, how open am I to receiving money freely, graciously, without guilt or strings attached? What would it look like to trust that I'm worthy of abundance, even when it doesn't come through sweat or sacrifice? What if part of your growth isn't just about working harder, but becoming a better receiver? Let that sink in. And starting today, start looking for all the ways money is already flowing in your life. Track it, celebrate it, no matter how small. Because the moment you open your heart and mind to receiving, that's when everything starts to change. Here's the deal. The way we talk about money directly impacts how we interact with it. The language we use about money is shaping our entire financial reality. It directly affects how you interact with money. And that interaction creates your results, whether you feel secure, abundant, stressed, or stuck. Let me give some examples we've all heard. Maybe we've even said to ourselves, I have to work hard to earn a living. Sounds so noble, right? But let's break it down. That belief hidden in that sentence is that hard work is the only acceptable path to financial stability. It implies that if money doesn't feel exhausting or effortful, it's not deserved. What kind of pressure does that put on you? And what does it close you off from? There's never enough to go around. That one's sneaky. It's rooted in scarcity. It reinforces the idea that money is a finite resource. So if someone else has more, you have less. It sets you up to see others as competition instead of collaborators. And it creates this constant background anxiety that keeps you on edge, even when you're doing okay financially. I shouldn't want more. That's selfish. This one hits especially hard for high-achieving women, caregivers, or anyone raised to put others first. We're taught that desire is dangerous, that having more means taking from someone else. But here's the truth. Wanting more doesn't make you greedy. It makes you human, and your desires were given you for a reason. All of these beliefs or lies, these phrases that seem so casual, come from lack. They come from a place that says, there's not enough. I don't deserve more. It's not safe to have or want money. And when we operate from lack, we contract, we tighten up, we hoard. We overspend out of panic, or we under-earn out of guilt. We avoid money conversations because they make us feel ashamed or exposed. We feel weird celebrating a financial win because someone else might be struggling. That's what lack does, my friends. It makes us small. It keeps us playing defense instead of showing up powerfully in our lives. So I want to ask you something, and I really want you to sit with this. Are the thoughts I'm thinking about money serving me or shrinking me? Because here's the truth. Your money beliefs are not facts. They are learned habits. And any belief that isn't serving you, you can challenge it, you can rewrite it, you can upgrade it. Instead of, I have to work hard to earn a living, try, money flows easily when I create value. Instead of, there's not enough to go around, try, there's more than enough for me and everyone else. Instead of, I shouldn't want more, try, it's safe to grow, it's safe to want more. My abundance helps others too. Changing the way you talk about money is the first step to changing your relationship with it. And the best part, you get to choose a new language starting today. Let me hit you with another game-changing question. One that might make you pause for a minute. Do you love money, or do you just love what money can buy? Now, at first glance, those might sound like the same thing, but they're radically different. Most people say, oh, I value money. But when you dig a little deeper, what they really mean is, I value the trips I can take. I value the dream home I can afford. I value the freedom not to stress about bills. I value what money gives me access to. And don't get me wrong, those things are amazing. I'm not here to tell you not to love travel, comfort, luxury, or financial security. I love all of those things too. But here's the distinction that most people miss. Loving what money buys is not the same as valuing money itself. If you don't truly respect money, if you don't treat it as a relationship you want to nurture, you'll spend it as quickly as you get it. You won't hold on to it. You won't grow it. You won't protect it or appreciate it. Have you ever noticed how many high earners are still living paycheck to paycheck? Or how lottery winners end up broke again with just a few years? That's not a math problem. It's a mindset problem. Because their relationship isn't with money, it's with spending. Their internal blueprint says, money comes in, I better use it fast. Or, I don't feel safe holding on to this, it'll disappear anyway. Or, I don't know what to do with money, so I default it to using it for stuff. True wealth doesn't come from income. It comes from intimacy, from developing a relationship with money that's based on respect, awareness, and intention. Think of it this way. If money were a person, would they want to stick around in your life? Or would they feel neglected, disrespected, or used? Would you only hit them up when you're in a bind? Would you ignore them, fear them, or avoid talking to them altogether? Would you spend time with them only to feel better about yourself? If we treated our relationships the way many of us treat money, we'd be ghosted by noon. But if you start valuing money, not just as a means to an end, but as something worth learning about, managing with care, and actually enjoy being around, everything shifts. When you respect money, you make more intentional decisions. You spend from a place of alignment, not impulse. You save not out of fear, but out of purpose. You invest in things that grow, not just to impress. This is where true wealth begins, not just in your bank account, but in your mindset. So today, I want you to reflect. Are you in a great relationship with money? Or are you just using it to get something else? If money had a voice, what would it say about how you treat it? This isn't about guilt. This is about awareness. Because the second you start respecting money, not fearing it, not idolizing it, but truly respecting it, that's when money starts respecting you back. Now we're going to keep getting uncomfortable. I mean, really uncomfortable for a minute. Because if you're listening to this and you're nodding along, but you're squirming a little bit, that's good. That means we're getting close to something that matters. I'm going to ask you a question. Are you afraid to talk about how much money you make? Do you feel guilt or shame when you earn more than someone else? Or maybe embarrassment if you earn less? Do you secretly believe that wanting more makes you selfish? That abundance is somehow a moral flaw? If yes, you're not alone. Most of us, especially women, especially caregivers, especially those raised to be good and humble, have been taught to play small when it comes to money. We were told either directly or through subtle messages, things like, it's not polite to talk about money. Rich people are greedy. Just be grateful for what you have. Don't brag. Don't be too much. And those messages, they sink in early. They live in your subconscious. They become your default money blueprint, quietly shaping what you believe is possible for you, even as an adult. But here's the radical truth I want you to consider. What if you're just wrong about money? What if the stories you've carried around for years aren't facts? They're just inherited beliefs. What if the discomfort you feel when thinking about money isn't a sign that something's wrong with you, but that it's time to grow? Because here's what I know to be true, not just from my own life, but from coaching thousands of people through their own transformations. You don't have to work harder to make more. Money is not reserved for the lucky few. There is plenty of money in the world. Your beliefs are the only gatekeeper between you and your financial expansion. Let that one really sink in. Your beliefs, not your degree, not your resume, not your background, are determining how much money you're allowing in your life. Because your beliefs dictate your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you believe money is scarce, you'll make decisions from scarcity. If you believe money is hard to come by, you'll subconsciously push it away with ease. If you believe wanting more is greedy, you'll self-sabotage every time you start to succeed. But if you choose new beliefs, if you start to rewire your inner narrative, you can change everything. You can go from I'm not good with money to I'm learning how to build wealth. You can go from people won't like me if I make a lot to my abundance inspires others to expand. From I don't deserve more to I'm worthy of overflow, not just survival. You don't have to wait until you've earned it. You don't have to apologize for wanting more. You just have to be willing to look at the old money stories you've been carrying around and ask, do I want to keep living by this? Because the truth is, abundance doesn't come to those who hustle the hardest. It comes to those who believe they are allowed to have it, and you are. Your current income likely matches your current beliefs. Did you hear that? Not your education, not your experience, not your talent, but your beliefs. That number in your bank account right now, it's a reflection of what you believe is possible, realistic, and safe for you to have. So when I ask you, how much do you believe you'll make this year? Most people don't answer that question with bold possibility. They answer with limitation. They calculate based on their past income or their job title or what they think is reasonable. But let me challenge that. That number you picked, that's not a prediction. That's a ceiling. A mental cap you've placed on yourself, likely without even realizing it. And here's the wild part. That number, whether it's 70 grand, 100 grand, 250 grand, is completely made up. It's not set by the universe. It's not written in stone. It's simply what you believe you can earn. So here's a challenge I want you to sit with. What would it take for you to believe that you could double that number? Not how would you do it, not the strategy or the plan or the step-by-step. Just, do you believe it's possible? That's it. Because here's the truth most people miss. You don't take action based on your potential. You take action based on your beliefs. So if you believe you're a $75,000 person, you'll take $75,000 actions. You'll look for $75,000 jobs. You'll negotiate at a $75,000 level. You'll unconsciously filter out anything that doesn't fit that belief. But if you begin to believe you're a six-figure person, you start showing up differently. You ask different questions. You make bolder moves. You become someone who receives differently. And it all starts with one thing: your thoughts. Changing your relationship with money isn't about grinding harder. It's about becoming aware of your current beliefs and then choosing new ones on purpose. It's about asking yourself, what do I believe I'm allowed to make? Who told me that? What if they were wrong? And what if I'm actually capable of creating way more by just changing the way I think? Because money doesn't just follow effort. It follows belief. And when belief changes, so does your reality. So today I want you to stop asking, how much can I earn? And start asking, what do I truly believe I'm worth? Am I ready to believe something bigger? That's where the transformation begins. Now, I want to talk about spending money. Stop spending money to try to feel better. Start spending it only when you already feel good. Now, this isn't just something I read in a book or heard on a podcast. This is something that I lived. When I realized why I was a spender, I had to get really honest with myself. I started digging deep into why I was so quick to spend freely. It wasn't about being careless. It wasn't about lacking discipline. It was emotional. And through journaling, sitting with myself, asking questions, and being brutally honest, something big came up. I realized I was using money as a substitute for something I didn't get enough of growing up: attention and emotional connection from my dad. As a kid, I often felt emotionally deprived. He wasn't really available to me in the way I needed. And without even realizing it, I carried that emptiness into my adulthood. So what did I do? I bought what I wanted when I wanted it as a way to comfort myself, to make myself feel seen, to feel in control of something. To fill the gap, spending became a form of self-soothing. It was never about the item. It was about chasing the feeling. And once I saw that clearly, I knew I needed a new approach. I didn't want to spend money from a place of lack anymore. I wanted to spend it from a place of alignment. So I created a filter, a question I still use to this day. I asked myself before I purchased something, if I bought this, would I be happy I bought it a year from today? This is called future pacing. It's a technique I use to help me slow down, check in before swiping the card. Because let's be honest, some things feel so important in the moment But a year from now, they're gathering dust, shoved in a closet, or long forgotten. And what's left behind? The same emotional gap, and now a little less money in the bank. When you future pace your purchases, you give your wise self a chance to weigh in. You ask your grounded, evolved, clear-head self, not the one just trying to feel better in the moment. And the more often than not, that 1-year check brings in clarity. If the answer is still yes, I'll still value it and use it and appreciate it a year from now, go for it. But if the answer is no or maybe, that's your cue. This might be emotional spending trying to sneak in again. And I want to be really clear. This isn't about restriction. This isn't about shaming yourselves for wanting things. It's about empowerment. It's about spending from a place of wholeness, not emotional hunger. It's about creating a relationship with money that's rooted in purpose and alignment. So if you've ever found yourself spending to feel better, you're not broken. You're human and just like me. But now you get to choose differently. Try the 1-year rule, future pace. Check in. Watch how that one question can change your entire relationship with money. Do you want to challenge your current beliefs about money? Are you willing to receive in new ways? Can you treat money like a relationship instead of a transaction? If this stirred something up in you, good. That means you're ready to grow. So here's your mini homework. Write down 3 beliefs you currently have about money. Ask yourself, do I want to keep this belief? Then I want you to pick a new belief you want to practice this week. Just one. That's it. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Conscious Professional Podcast. If this resonated, share with a friend, leave a review. Let's keep normalizing empowered money conversations. Until next time, go receive, not just earn. So the key points from today's episode are: your relationship with money reflects your beliefs, not your worth. Most people unconsciously tie money to their self-worth, childhood experiences, or need for validation. Until you uncover and question those beliefs, you'll continue to create the same financial results regardless of how much you earn. Shifting from earning to receiving opens you to abundance. When you start seeing money as something you receive, not just earn, you'll allow yourself to tap into unexpected sources of abundance. This mindset shift expands your possibilities and detaches your worth from hours worked or titles held. Spending should be intentional, not emotional. Many people spend money to buffer. They're buffering emotional discomfort, seeking relief, not value. Use tools like future pacing, help break that pattern between creating space between impulse and intention, turning money into a partner, not a pacifier. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Share this episode with someone you love and go make one change to be better than you were yesterday. Live your life with intention. I believe in you. I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible. So if you would, please hit the follow button so we can grow our community of conscious professionals. Whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can find the button at the top of the page. See you next week. Cheers, everyone.